Hey guys, Kat Com here with Studio Sweat On Demand, and I am here with one of your favorite trainers.
I'm Mike, if you know me. That's my name.
Of course they know you.
Okay.
We are here to talk about what today, Mike?
We're going to talk about expectations for working out. And I want to start by saying one of my favorite expressions is expectations are often resentments under construction.
Well said.
Yeah. So
why do you say that? Why do you like that saying?
I'll tell you why I like it the most, Kat. The thing about working out is you have to set yourself realistic expectations based upon where you are now.
For sure.
Not where you want to be, but where you are now. And most people end up setting the goal line too far out and work their way through months and months and months of disappointment because they never get to their end goal.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel good to experience failure.
No.
No.
And so here's a good illustration.
Yeah.
When I was young, I could run a sub 6-minute mile pretty easily. I could run a 5:30 mile. Today, there's no way I could even run an 8-minute mile.
Yeah, you do need to change
And so
your
what happens is over time I'm changing my expectations.
Yes.
And it goes back to what I've always said on a lot of the training videos is that why do we work out? Because we can.
Yes.
That's it.
This is true.
That's it.
Yes.
That's your starting point.
And we should.
Yeah. Right. You don't want to start out and say, okay, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Well, that's just a huge expectation that has nothing but resentment built between it and the starting point.
Yeah.
What you say is, I'm going to start out doing activities that could eventually lead to my losing weight.
I like it. Yes.
And that becomes a realistic thing.
Yeah.
That's why the old, can you do it for 10 minutes? Can you do it for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's realistic.
I love it.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And then maybe that day you go and you do it in an hour. That's awesome.
Yep.
Now you've exceeded your expectation. And so every day to have an exceeding of expectations is what drives you to have long-term health.
Yeah, and it feels so good to experience those successes, doesn't it?
Because it allows you, you know what really feels great is to say, I'm not going to do anything today.
Yeah.
And not feel guilty.
Right.
And just feel like,
yeah, I did that Monday, and I was on fire on Tuesday. I never rest Mondays, so that felt really good.
okay.
Yeah,
I did that last week. I took 3 days off and then did an hour-and-a-half run and felt like, wow, this is great.
So, Mike, who should be maybe reevaluating the expectations they have of themselves?
Everyone. Everyone should annually reevaluate where you want to be.
I was going to ask that next. How often?
I'm a year older every single year. I feel it.
I get a year younger.
Well, you're special. Yeah. I feel it. And so what happens is I have to become more realistic. You know, I'll tell you a failure story of myself is when this whole pandemic hit, I was laid off of work for a while, which is fine because I thought, well, through the summer, I'm just going to start running. I started to get falsely addicted to calorie burns.
Yeah.
Like, I want to burn 26,000 calories in May. And then it went up to 28,000 in June.
Yeah.
And I was doing 28,000 calories in a month. And it was like, why are my knees sore?
I was just going to ask you, how are your knees?
Why are my bodies? And I realized, well, that's stupid. Why are you setting such an unreal, what does it matter?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm worried about it.
Why did you do that, though? Why do you think you did that? Made him think.
Yeah, it does. I think I did it because I really wanted to show some kind of result for the 4 months I was off of work.
Yeah.
Something beyond my normal
Makes
workouts.
sense.
I wanted to feel like I was in training. I had I was free almost every day. I was in training.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
And then that's where you have to be careful because you can become addicted to a false expectation just as easily as you can succeed with a realistic expectation.
Sure. So what do you suggest people do annually? Review their fitness goals and expectations. That's one thing that you said.
Thing you can do.
But give a little bit more meat behind that.
Okay. So one of the things you can do annually is you sit down and you draw up what we call a targeted outcome. 365 days a year, what's a realistic expectation? I want to do 100 workouts.
Of you.
Of you.
Based on where you are now. Right.
You can say, I want to do 100 workouts.
So someone who went from not exercising at all, who said, I'm going to work out 5 days a week, what do you think their odds are?
Really bad.
Yeah, really bad.
I'll put it this way. Their odds are really high that they'll fail.
Well said.
Yep,
exactly.
The odds are really high that they'll fail. Because you just can't do that. But if you said, let's say I don't work out at all, and you said I want to work out 75 to 100 days this year, that's 1 every 3 days.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's 1 every 3 days more than you're doing.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge growth.
Yeah.
And that enables you to say, I don't have to do it every day or feel like I'm failing.
Yeah, that's not fun for sure. Okay, great.
I think another thing you can do is, if your goal is to lose weight, think of the magic 500 and just live with that. And what I mean is, Every day, I have to affect a 500 calorie change in my performance.
Okay.
Whether that means
Yeah.
I don't eat 500 calories, or I work out and burn 500 calories, or I split it and say I'm going to drop
Combination of
250 and 250.
Yeah.
What happens is, if that's a simplistic goal for each day, at the end of a week, you'll drop a pound.
Yeah.
And at the end of a month, you'll drop 4 pounds. And each day, just do it. It doesn't mean you have to work out every day.
Yeah,
it just
so
means you have to be conscious
Right.
of that balance. At the end of a year, someone could lose 48 pounds.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
amazing, right?
amazing.
Just thinking about breaking it into those little short,
Bite-sized
realistic
increments.
goals.
500
yeah, for
calories
sure.
is not much.
Yeah.
It really isn't. I
No.
mean, you can go for a nice walk. That's 200 calories.
Yeah.
You can lay off a couple of pieces of food.
Yeah, for sure.
A donut?
I told someone one time who I was personal training, and I won't say who, but I said, if you just stop putting the Baileys in your coffee every morning, she
That was
was
me.
stressed. Yeah.
You told me. You told
It's
me
like,
that.
if you just did that, did you know you could lose 10 pounds in a year? 10 pounds.
Isn't that-
Yeah, I was like, oh. But
See, but what you just said,
Yeah.
I want everybody to listen carefully. You could lose how much
10 pounds
in,
a year.
there you go.
Yeah, but that
And
was from one small act,
Yeah,
right?
and that's the goal, is that
Yeah.
the focus isn't on the 10 pounds, it's on the year. Oh,
Yeah.
I have a whole year. That's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, but you still, what you said is really important. You can't look a year ahead and then back into it that
No.
way very successfully.
You got to say, what small steps am I taking each day to end up at that targeted outcome?
Yeah, for realistic expectations. Okay, well, our goal was to go 2 or 3 minutes. We've probably gone double that, but
I don't think we've ever hit our
yeah, you know what? Shoot for the moon, land on the stars, right?
See, our goal, our expectations were not realistic because we're both highly verbal.
It's true. He's speaking the truth. All right, anything you want to add before we sign off?
Just look, be safe, okay? Be strident, but don't be extreme in the way you treat yourself. We
There's-
work out because we can.
Yeah, there's
That's
so
it.
many good sayings and quotes on extremity. It's never usually a good thing, so.
No.
All right, well, for those
you.
body sculpting, fat torching workouts that you can realistically do, please check out Studio
Studio
Sweat
Sweat.
on demand.
Thanks.
Thank you.